this computer and share screen. And meeting notes. Hopefully everybody can see my screen now.
Yep, I can see it.
All right, great. Let me just start my name here. All right, well, welcome to Cluster API community session for December 13th, 2023. We are a subgroup of sig-cluster-lifecycle, and as such, we follow the CNCF code of conduct. That can be summarized as basically be nice to each other, be good to each other, and so forth. We do follow, ask that to speak, you use the raise hand button so that we can see who goes in what order, so that everybody has an opportunity to speak. In the beginning, we give everyone who is new an opportunity to speak, introduce themselves, and say hi. So if you are new, we'll stop here and give you a chance to introduce yourself. Let's see, who's the first one here? Marzal? I hope I got your name right.
Yeah, just a GitHub handle. I'm Łukasz. So I am a software engineer. I'm interested in open source contributions, so I decided to join a couple of this meeting, see what's going on, how they look like, and then see how I can help.
Great, welcome. Anyone else new this time around?
Introduce myself real quick. I'm Tony Goslin. I also work at Adobe with Santouge. And yeah, it's my first meeting. Just looking to get involved. Thanks.
All right, great. Let's see here. It is recorded. It did tell everybody it was recording, right? Yeah, recording is on. Okay, good. Just double checking on that. Sorry. All right. Do we have any other new folks this time around? Going once? Going twice? All right, here we go. Let's see, do we have any open proposals this time around? It does not look like it. So we are good to go there. And let's see, what do we got next? So discussion topics, we have nothing specifically listed there. Before we go into provider updates, did anyone have anything that they meant to add but did not add for this week?
Sorry, Mike. I write my discussion topic under provided update. Sorry, I fix it up immediately.
I got it here.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. All right, so Fabrizio, you want to go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. So first one is a heads up. So it seems that there are two team projects implementing two cluster API provider for Proxmox. Yeah, they are basically, both of them, they are claiming the same provider naming cluster cattle. This is the first time that these things happen. I have already commented on the issue. Basically, I strongly encourage the two teams, first of all, to look at this as a great opportunity to join forces, because maintaining a provider is a marathon, and they can help each other. And second, I think that the best option is if they figure it out a way forward about the naming stuff or the provider in general. The only point that I want to make here is that ideally we should sort this out by the next patch release, which is around the mid of January, because one of the two providers basically already merged a PR, but this PR is not yet in a release. So if we have to do something, we can do we can fix it up before the next release when it is available to all the users. And yeah, that's it about this.
All right, do we have any of the maintainers from either of those two providers on the call today? Big Jimena? I don't know if that's a
Yes.
username or a last name.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed and my last name is Benjamin. So, yeah. Actually, last week, I guess, or in prior to releasing the 1.6, I guess we have selected that, so it's now part of the 1.6, and also the docs for quick start are also live right now. But I'm not sure. This person has also wrote a ticket, I don't know, 3 days ago in our repo, and claiming that, I don't know, they said if we join together and stuff, but he also asked for to be a maintainer for our repo, which we could not provide because of the, our company and organization restrictions. So I actually could not decide myself because I'm also part of the team, like 7 or 8 people. I also talked to Fabrizio, I guess back to in KubeCon because we wanted to host this in Kubernetes 6. For instance, I guess it would be much ideal to kind of have I don't know, an approval for adding the provider into the cluster default cluster CTL config and so on.
Just real quick, which of the two are you speaking to or about? You had mentioned one of them was selected. I'm not sure which one you were referring to, so I can put that in here.
Sorry? Yeah, it's the one that has been merged already.
Do you know which one that is? We can add it in later, that's fine. Oh, Cecile added it, thank you.
Yes.
All right, Lubomir, you have, or Lubomir, I mean, you have your hand up?
Yes, I was going to ask this repository that you have currently under your maintenance, it's like a repository under a GitHub organization that is your employer, and you cannot add people outside of your employer's jurisdiction, I guess. Is that true?
No. The person asked to get a maintainer role in the repository, but we could not give it right now. We just can give a contributor permission, and later on, maybe if the project will be hosted in Kubernetes 6, we don't mind it, But giving a maintainer role, I don't know, even my manager wouldn't.
Yes, mechanically, Kubernetes 6 allows you to have an owner's file with approvers, and this person could be outside of your company, he can be an approver. But you can also just integrate some sort of a mechanism. I see what you mean. So you basically your company does not allow this person to merge code. That's basically the problem.
Yeah, I mean, maintainer role is it's not restricted. It has kind of ownership of the repo as well, right?
Mhm. I see. Yes, hopefully you resolve this because it's really a good idea to allow external people who actually contribute a lot to have good permissions to work on the project and to not lock it completely to the outside.
Yeah, of course. We have open sources. We actually looking to expand the community and also to welcome new contributors and so on. And that's, I guess, my colleague has answered to him that he can actually create PRs or enhancements and so on. And then I don't know, because we are also looking to move forward and host this in Kubernetes 6, but I don't know yet.
Ideally, a consolidation of all these projects and all the maintainers to be in Kubernetes 6 and have a single repo is ideal instead of having this fragmentation. So that was my feedback. Thank you.
Sorry, I missed that last statement. What was that again?
You mean my comment? I said that ideally everything should be consolidated in the same Kubernetes SIG repository, and all these separate people and separate maintainers should be part of the same team, like Fabrizio indicated originally. And we basically can try to avoid fragmentation for this provider.
Okay. Jack, you have your hand up?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I love this, what Lubomir just said there succinctly. I wonder if this is an opportunity where the parent sig-cluster lifecycle can lean in to help resolve this. Would that be I'm not a sig-cluster lifecycle maintainer, so I can't do it myself, but Fabrizio?
I don't think so. So let me say, in Cluster API, we are happy to give visibility to every provider, even if we are not hosted. They are not hosted under the SIG umbrella, but I think that the work ends here. As a SIG, we cannot basically enter into logic of every company or every provider under them. So if they want, they can engage with us, make the case for us to host this into the SIG. Usually we have been very welcoming to give visibility to help them grow. But the process should be the other way around. We should not go and seek to, let me say, for companies and people they should volunteer. It's not sustainable a model where we take responsibility over all the providers that exist outside of the SIG. We are already stretched to manage the provider that we have under control. So if new people come up with projects, with people actually doing the work, that can do. Putting these on the same set of people, it will hardly work out.
That's clear, thanks.
Mohammed, do you still have your hand up from before, or is it up for something new to say?
Sorry?
Is your hand up from previous, or do you have something new to add? I can't tell.
No, that's fine. I will talk to the team and try to contact him, but I'm not sure if he denies to, I don't know. Be nice to get merge everything together, right? I mean, also, to be honest, if I found something that has been merged into the class API, I wouldn't raise an issue and have this kind of discussion, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part. My audio cut out, kind of got garbled. I apologize.
I said we might need, to be honest, we might need kind of, I don't know, proposal for adding, you know, a provider into the cluster CTL config, the default config, into the cluster API, right? I don't know, maybe it's a sort of reviewing the APIs or something, but what do you think?
Fabrizio?
So if I got it right, the question is about cluster API maintainers taking a look at the providers, how they are implemented, etc., etc. Again, my personal opinion is that if we want the community to grow, we should not rely on too much on the same set of people. So every provider should be responsible for its own provider. Say that we had a discussion some time ago about the idea of having a team of API reviewers, and that could fit into that bucket, but is still not operational yet. But just to be clear, I think that the only boundary is we can review the API, so we sort of ensure consistency across all the provider, but I don't think that we can rely on a set of people to go and review all the code implementation of all the providers. It's simply not feasible.
No. Yes, I don't think it's a good idea to review the whole code, but it's just you know, the APIs for the machines and stuff. I think that would be enough, and to check if it's kind of you know, the API conventions and the cluster API contracts and so on.
Yeah, this is something we discussed, but it's not yet implemented. I don't know if Cecile or Lubomir, because this was discussed also at SIG level. I don't know if there is some update on this front or not.
Sorry, update on what front? The API review?
Yeah, the idea that we discussed, I think, right before KubeCon or something like that, about having API reviewer team at SIG level.
Yeah, I think Vince was mostly starting that. I don't have any updates, but I think, right, let me ping Vince and see if he has thought further about this.
Okay, good discussion, I think. I think that we have some follow-up items on it. But I think we got everything covered that we can cover today, unless anybody has anything last minute to add to it. I think we're good to go here. All right, next topic is Fabrizio again with get ready for Kate's 129.
Yeah, exactly. So 129 is going to be released soon. I know that.
Fabrizio, it's out already. Like they released it.
Oh, okay, great. Sorry, I was not looking at the email today, but great. We already in Cluster API we are testing against 129 since the beginning of the cycle, so we know that things work, but we still have some work to be done. I saw Christian starting doing this work, and I thank Christian for this, and just a call out for the providers. Please, folks, start validating as soon as possible your provider with 129 as well. And yeah, congrats to the release team in Kubernetes.
Micah, you got your hand up.
Yeah, as we get ready to upgrade to 1.29, I just wanted to make a call out. This will affect Azure, GCP, and I think vSphere providers, but we're changing the default for the feature gates that disable the cloud provider loops in the kubelet and like kube controller manager and whatnot. So I'm sure, you know, I see Cecile nodding. Like, I'm sure you're probably all already prepared for this, but on GCP and vSphere and Azure, what's going to happen is now they'll have to use an external CCM, or they'll have to revert those feature gates if they want to continue to use the in-tree code. And the in-tree code, you know, will potentially be removed in like 1.30 or 1.31 probably at the latest. That's our projected plan to go to GA with this feature. So it shouldn't affect everybody else. Everybody else is probably already using CCMs. So yes, Jack's PSA is much more succinct than my blabbing here. Don't use the entry code.
Yep, maybe I want to add nice call out. I will make sure that we add it to the versions markdown where we have the Kubernetes version specific notes. That's a good one. Thanks, Mike.
All right, anyone else have anything to add to the 129 updates? All right, anyone have any topics that were not added to the list ahead of time? Going once, going twice, third time's the charm. All right, we have no provider updates listed here, so we'll go ahead and skip that section. We have the PSA for the Carpenter feature group. We have a meeting today, just following this one in a half an hour. If you don't have an invite to that meeting and want one, hit up Belmico. He'll get you set up with that. I don't remember, are we using the same Zoom link as this one or a different one?
Yes, same Zoom link as this one.
Okay, great.
In about 30 minutes time.
Yeah. All right, great. And then I think we're about done for the day, unless anybody has anything that doesn't fall into any of these groups that we just talked about. All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time. It was great seeing you all, and have a great week.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you. You too.